Have you ever felt like you're running on empty, but just keep pushing through? Like you're juggling a million things, but never taking time for yourself? If you're nodding, you're not alone. In fact, most of us ignore our emotional needs without even realizing it. It's easy to think that we're too busy or too strong to slow down, but sometimes that busyness could be a red flag that we're neglecting the emotional needs that keep us functioning at our best. Ignoring your emotional needs isn't just exhausting, it can affect your mental and physical health too. So, how can you tell if you're neglecting your emotional well-being? Let's explore a few surprising signs and what you can do about them. You feel overwhelmed by small problems. Imagine your mind as a balloon. Every stressful moment adds air. And when it gets too full, even the smallest thing like a spilled cup of coffee or an awkward conversation can make it pop. If you find yourself blowing up over little things, it could be a sign that you're emotionally overloaded. Constantly ignoring or suppressing your emotions makes it harder to manage everyday stress. The experts from VeryWell Mind, psychologist Dr. Rachel Goldman and wellness expert Sanjana Gupta, recommend checking in with yourself daily. Pause for a moment and ask, how am I really feeling right now? Giving yourself permission to feel without judgment can relieve that pressure. You have unexplained symptoms. Ever heard of the mind-body connection? A study by Jainish and Pritesh Patel found that neglecting emotional needs can lead to psychosomatic symptoms like headaches, stomach aches, and chronic fatigue. Try journaling for a week to track your emotions when stress shows up physically. For example, if a headache follows a stressful meeting, reflect on the emotions tied to it. Are you feeling overwhelmed or unheard? Taking a moment to breathe deeply or practicing mindfulness can help release tension. By addressing these physical signs, you can better manage your emotional health and reduce stress. You're constantly seeking external validation. Do you rely on others' approval to feel good about yourself? While seeking validation isn't bad, constantly needing it signals unmet emotional needs. When you neglect your emotional well-being, it's easy to seek reassurance from others, but this can leave you feeling empty or anxious. Try focusing on self-affirmations. Each morning, write down 3 things you love about yourself or are proud of. Simple things like, I'm doing my best, or I'm strong. Over time, building internal validation can reduce your dependence on external praise and help you feel more secure within yourself. You're online a lot. If you find yourself spending excessive time on social media or browsing the web, it might be a sign you're avoiding addressing your emotional needs. Constantly scrolling can be a way of numbing or distracting yourself from uncomfortable feelings. While it can be a temporary escape, it doesn't address the root of your emotional distress. Try setting boundaries for screen time and use that time for activities that nurture your well-being, like journaling or spending time with loved ones. You're always lonely. Feeling lonely, even when you're surrounded by others, is a sign that your emotional needs are not being met. You might crave deeper connections or feel misunderstood. It's essential to recognize that loneliness is not just about being physically alone. It's about not having your emotional needs acknowledged. Reconnect with people who truly understand you, and don't be afraid to open up about your feelings. You avoid intimacy. Emotional neglect can cause you to avoid deep connections or intimacy, even with people you care about. You might fear vulnerability or worry that your needs won't be met. This emotional distancing can affect relationships and lead to isolation. Try small steps to open up. It's through vulnerability that deeper, more fulfilling connections are formed. You have unhealthy coping mechanisms. When emotional needs go unmet, unhealthy coping mechanisms often emerge. You might resort to overeating, excessive drinking, or isolating yourself to cope with stress or emotional pain. While these behaviors offer short-term relief, they don't address the root issue and can worsen your emotional well-being. To break the cycle, explore healthier alternatives like exercising, practicing mindfulness, or seeking professional support to manage emotions in a constructive way. Remember, taking care of your emotional needs isn't just an act of self-love. It's an investment in your happiness and peace of mind. Whether it's taking a break, asking for help, or simply acknowledging how you feel, attending to your emotional needs will reward you with greater mental clarity and a deeper sense of happiness. What's one small thing that you've been putting off for your own emotional well-being? Maybe it's taking a walk or simply saying no to something that drains you. Share it with us in the comments. And if you found this video valuable, please support us with a like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. We also have videos on how healthy people regulate their emotions, and do you have an emotional wound? Here are 7 signs. Thanks for watching. See you soon.